One of the big challenges with getting this right is as we get older, we know for a fact that muscle mass is a key
Mhm.
indicator of longevity. And muscle mass goes down dramatically the longer the fast. And it's something we should not be giving up on the muscle mass. But doing a 24-hour fast every maybe 2 3 times a month, 136-hour fast, like because I just find that it helps almost like it's like a detox, if you will. And it helps with some of the things that you mentioned, autophagy to some extent. We don't know what extent, but to some extent, um, with proliferation, rejuvenation, and all of that. But I've also found, and I think this is something I would recommend anyone who's seriously doing fasting, is if you take that feedback of the earlier point of doing a DEXA scan, doing an in-body scan, find that balance between, is your visceral fat going down? Is your muscle mass not getting lost? Right? If those things are happening, then whatever fasting you're doing is fine. If you see those moving in the wrong direction, then you have a problem. And one of the things that is not properly understood is the fact that if you tend to fast too often, your body gets a very different signal, and that is, hey, this I'm not going to get enough food, so it actually starts storing more of the fat versus losing it. And so fasting has to be done in a way that's not too often and not too structured, because then it gives a signal to the body to start storing fat instead of giving it up.
In a practical sense, this actually often leads to trouble for people, and especially women, but men as well, who are crash dieting or trying to really restrict calories. This often doesn't work. And it's for the reason that you said, which is that the body is extremely adaptive. And when it starts to sense that there's not enough nourishment and nutrition coming in, it will adapt. And it does that through a variety of mechanisms, in addition to the fact that eventually your basal metabolic rate will drop. Um, we also will just automatically stop moving as much. And this will even happen in a short fast. So when you restrict food from people, one of the first things you notice, whether it's an acute fast or like a diet where the calories are too low, that person automatically reduces their spontaneous movement. So all the fidgeting, all this moving with my hands that I'm doing, if I was undernourished, my body would just automatically stop doing that in a way to, as a means to conserve energy. And so usually what happens when people undercut their calories too much is that their body just starts expending as much, and you actually end up not losing weight often. What you do is actually just harm your metabolism.